Until 1922, all of Ireland was part of the United Kingdom, whose full title was the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. Today only this part of Ireland remains within the UK, and is now called the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. But how did Ireland come to join the UK in the first place? Like many of Britain's colonies, Ireland was for a long time a dominion within the British Empire. However, given Ireland's proximity, love of rebellions and an easy relationship with France, it was thought best to reign in control and govern the island directly. The inspiration for this was Scotland. England and Scotland united in 1707 and the arrangement seemed to be a success. Moving on. Prior to the union with Britain, Ireland had its own parliament with 300 members. The first attempt to pass the Act of Union failed, as asking 300 MPs to vote themselves out of existence didn't seem all that appealing. But the British government didn't give up, and the following year they tried again, although this time they had a plan. They would use three key tactics to convince a majority in the Irish Parliament to vote in favour of the Union. These were corruption, compensation, and Catholic emancipation. Corruption took a variety of forms, one of them being bribery, such as offering parliamentarians cushy jobs such as taster of wines. When there weren't enough of these kind of jobs to go around, they relied on cash to convince people to support the Union. Not all parliamentarians would have to give up their seats, as some would go on to join the British Parliament in London if the Union passed. But for those who would lose their seats, they would receive between £20,000 to £30,000 to compensate them for their loss. Knowing this, some members of Parliament gave up their seats early and allowed for someone to step in and replace them before the vote took place. The last piece of the puzzle was the promise that the Union would be accompanied by Catholic emancipation. During this time, Catholics were excluded from holding public office, despite making up roughly 80% of the population. This meant that the Irish Parliament was only made up of Protestants. Those who were against granting Catholics greater rights were not informed of this plan, which included the King of England. The Catholic bishops, however, were informed of this plan, and they encouraged the Irish Catholics to, if not support the union with Britain, to at least stay out of the debate. It wasn't, however, until 1829 when Catholic emancipation was finally won under the leadership of Daniel O'Connell. With all of this done, the Act of Union Bill passed and came into force on the 1st of January 1801. The Irish Parliament was abolished, and 100 Irish MPs were sent to London, where they would govern the country over the next century.